All right, and we are back with another round of Shacknews Game of the Year 2022, Game of the Year deliberations. And now, up on the chopping block is a category that is no small potatoes. This is a big one, people. Best PC Game of the Year. That's right. Computers. They not only help you do your taxes, they also play video games. And sometimes games don't come out on console necessarily. And sometimes they come out. But these are games that are noteworthy releases on the PC. So let's get down to the nitty gritty. Who'd like to start off with their nomination for Best PC Game?
We should mention these aren't ports either, so people aren't get
None of these are ports.
confused. Yep, no ports.
Nope. But TJ will start us off.
I love a good management game. I love a good sim game, and 2 Point Campus is a really funny intersection of both of those things. It's from the folks who made 2 Point Hospital. Obviously, it's always been kind of a zanier take on the management system, where for this one you're managing universities and trying to get students into the school, pay their tuition, do their classes. You need teachers to teach the classes. You need classrooms. You need janitors to clean up after these wretchedly messy people. And just like the sheer amount of stuff that you can do in the game to begin with is pretty dang fun. But in true Sims fashion, when a student would get on my nerves, or you can eject them from the school or kick them out. You can also build a wall, a doorless room around them, and just keep them there, as like the cask of Amontillado.
Do they expire?
Yeah, I can't remember if I've ever seen any of them die, but you can thoroughly. You can even just pick them up off the map and pluck and move them around. But the amount of stuff that you can do in that game, the amount of shenanigans that happens, and the classes and the variety of them. You start with a cooking class, and then you move up to being able to have college universities for knighthood and clowns and wizards, and it's just. And the theming behind all those classes, like building the classrooms and building the dorms for different schools based off of the classes that you have going on, it's just, I had so much fun with this game. And once you get through the campaign, you just get to play in a sandbox mode and fiddle around as much as you want. It really.
Games.
What's it?
Go ahead. Finish your thought.
It scratched an itch for management and sim game that I haven't had scratched in such a good way in a long time.
Yeah, the 2 Point games are very approachable. They're not too grueling or punishing, and yeah, they're very adorable as well. The humor in them is solid. I think it was in 2 Point Hospital, the mission for getting a janitor was called Charlie Work or something like that, which is a really great pop culture episode. Yeah. So just little things like that, really solid humor from those games. But it's not my nomination. And Greg, I hope you'll appreciate this one. But I went with Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed. This game is probably the game that came out this year that I played the most as far as PC games are concerned. It's super enjoyable. I'm usually not into a lot of these asymmetrical games, but I think that the fact that it's a Ghostbusters game and that it's done really well, you feel like a Ghostbuster, is one thing that really drew me into it, honestly. And the fact that I could make my own Ghostbuster and go out there and have a good time with my friends, it's really engaging and addicting. I feel, as far as the gameplay goes, and I'm having a blast with it. It's not too much of a grind to get to a place where you have like upgraded equipment and abilities and can customize more, and you really do unlock a lot of customization options early on, which is something I always appreciate in a game. And then you can also collect spores, molds, and funguses, which is a nice little nod. Just little things like that, it really took its source material to heart, and it also is a solid, enjoyable game from either side, whether you're a Ghostbuster or a Ghost.
That's a great nomination. I've got one, and I want to apologize in advance because I've talked this game up in a lot of other categories. So here we go. Elder gamers will remember the PC first-person shooter boom of the early 1990s, popularized by games like Doom. And this year, Proteus hit 1.0. You like that, Sam?
I do. I really like that.
Proteus, for me, scratched that classic FPS itch. It has a Doom and Quake-like feel. It has its own visual and oral aesthetic. The guns feel great. It has a great shotgun, as we talked about in some other categories. And nothing really, I play all sorts of games, especially on PC, but nothing quite gets me excited about sitting down at my computer after a day of sitting down at my computer to work. Like a good FPS game. The mouse and keyboard controls, to me, I just feel at home, especially when I'm playing a classic FPS where you're just moving at like 90 miles per hour. And Proteus was that for me this year. So that's my nomination.
All right, good nomination. Let's see. Anyone else want to throw their nomination out?
I've got one to chat about a little bit. Bit of a late nomination because this is a recently released game, but Marvel's Midnight Suns. I sunk like 12 hours into this game over the weekend, playing on Steam. And I think just generally for Axis, games play better on PC just because the nature of them being strategy titles, a lot of things to click on, drag your mouse around. But also, if you think of how like games like XCOM got mod support on PC, I'm sure that Midnight Suns will have a similar fate. So I feel like PC is going to be where you want to be at with this game once the community really gets their hands on it. So yeah, that's my nomination for best PC game.
You're having a lot of fun with it, then?
Yeah, very good. And again, I just think that these games feel best on PC. You can certainly play them with a controller, but I feel like they're just clunkier on consoles.
DJ, would you back up that fun time enjoyment so far?
Yeah, I've been having a good time with it so far. Like I like that they're doing a story that explores lesser known Marvel characters and I know that like you've still got characters like Captain Marvel and Iron Man there, but like it's really fun having a game where Blade is one of the primary characters, because we haven't had that in a long, long, long time.
I think it was one of the Ultimate Alliances was the last time Blade was in a game.
Yeah,
It's Blade
That's
voiced
right.
by Michael Jai White, which is awesome.
Oh, that's
shit.
awesome.
and then you've got characters like Magic and Ray Reyes and characters that don't often make appearances, and even the like multiple Marvel games that we've seen come out recently, like they don't make prominent appearances anyways. And so it's cool to have this game that like is well put together. It has that like Firaxis pedigree behind it with XCOM games, and they present these characters and make them like put them center stage.
Robbie Reyes is the Fast and Furious Ghost Rider, right?
Yeah, with the muscle car.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, no, it does have a lot of. Does Johnny Blaze and like that, or like classic like Marvel horror characters? Does Morbius morb into the game ever at any point?
The first Ghost Rider is in the game. Is that Blaze?
I believe that's Johnny Blaze.
Yeah.
It might be.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Danny Ketch was the second one, and Robbie is the newest, I think. But yeah, he's got like a ponytail and a shotgun that shoots hellfire.
Yeah, he's in
Yeah.
there. He makes a very early appearance, and then he joins you later.
Nice.
I
That's
think-
cool.
No, hold on. No, I'm sorry. Robbie Reyes is the Ghost Rider who's actually on your team.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I thought. At any rate. All
But
right.
Jonathan Blaze is in the game.
All right. Good to know. Yeah, it's also like a very lesser known like crossover from the 90s. So
Mhm.
yeah. Shout outs to them for making a game out of it. But let's keep going down the list. Who else has a nomination here?
I'd be happy to talk about my nomination if you would be willing to listen.
All right,
Everyone?
Sam.
All right. No, it's not Elden Ring. Teardown. This is a PC only game. As yet, not coming to any console. So, I know that's not what we sort of stick to. It can be on multiple platform, but for those who ever back in the day loaded up Crysis to test their rig, loading up Teardown to test your rig's physics computing skills is where it's at. This is a voxel-based game with ray tracing that looks absolutely incredible. Fully destructible environments, buildings collapsing, fire propagating. It is a campaign game with more of an emphasis on the sandbox nature. The campaign kind of guides you through across the various levels as you are tasked with performing tasks that ultimately wind up with you absolutely annihilating buildings using whatever tools are at your disposal. So you start off with just needing to level a building down to a certain height above sea level, and in our review we discussed that you can go in with your hammer and knock it down one brick at a time as you go, or if you do a little bit of exploring you might find some explosive canisters, some propane barrels, and throw them in and then wreck it like that. Some later levels have you sort of stealing safes, and it's really, you get to explore these environments and tear down the environments in any way that you kind of want. And I think that it speaks to something in all of us of just destroying something beautiful, taking a incredible structure and just seeing it crumble down like the old school Red Faction games, just blasting through walls, getting to your objective, and then getting out once that timer starts. And if you haven't checked this out on PC yet, definitely have a look, because it stands tall with an overwhelmingly positive rating on Steam with over 54,000 reviews right now. To say it has been well received by the community would be an understatement.
So it's like the Fight Club of knocking buildings down.
Yes.
You don't remember the line. It was that's a line from Fight Club. Destroy something.
That's why I said it. But yeah, I was trying to see buildings,
okay.
buildings.
I was going to bring up the same thing. Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, this would have gotten our early access nod last year.
It could have, yeah.
If it didn't get it, it was definitely spoken about. I know that. Yeah, that's, I don't know. You've piqued my interest very much so, and I like the fact that like it has something that actually, like, you look at the PC platform and you're like, same thing with Midnight Suns to Donovan's point, but like this is going to shine on PC specifically because of this. Like, I like that extra added bit of juice to it.
It cannot be understated. The fire propagation in this game is absolutely gorgeous. Even though it's all voxel based, the smoke billowing out from the top and flowing through the buildings, and then if you choose to put it out using water, the water effects, even though they're voxels, still looks incredible. And it's all, if your rig can handle it, the ray tracing as well looks great. Just have a look at the fire propagation on YouTube or something, and yeah,
I built a PC this year, and I kind of want to just see how it stacks up.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
When you use the fire extinguisher in the game, every single particle of the fire extinguisher is like a voxel, a tiny little voxel, and it looks like the cloudiest fire extinguisher, whatever it is that comes out of a fire extinguisher that I've ever seen in a game. It looks like you could just flop into it and it would fuzzle around you.
Yeah, no, it's a pretty impressive technical accomplishment, honestly. Yeah, it's really cool what they're able to do as far as like the environment goes and just the fidelity of their voxels as well.
One
Uh,
super fast note. I know you're going to move on in just a second, Blake, but I was just looking at the Steam page because I'm going to buy this. And Featured Mods has a T-Rex on it, so that's interesting, and I can't wait to see what's going on there.
Thank you, Bill. That reminded me. It's got Steamwork integrated, so there's like vast mod support where you can download custom maps and that sort of stuff, which is a massive component of PC gaming.
There you go.
I rest my
Well,
case.
all right, and we have a couple more nominations through here. So why don't we just keep moving? Who would like to speak next, or forever hold their peace? You gotta. If you got a nomination,
Greggy?
Greg, you have a nomination?
I'm trying to think. People are making some really good arguments, and I might. But I think, did I have Spider-Man there for best PC game? What did I have in there?
No, you have World of Warcraft.
Oh
Dragon
yeah,
War.
because yeah, it's just like for that one.
Oh man,
I just couldn't remember because like I got confused with the PC ports with the. I was like, did I put Morales in? I couldn't remember, and I just feel like best PC game is interesting because it should be a game that's just on PC, right? That's like my how I think anyway. Like I love Unleashed.
But this is an expansion, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's this game as a service, so like I don't even know if it qualifies anymore because it's a DL. Technically, it's
You know
a DLC.
what?
I think so.
I'm cutting it. Nope.
That's fine.
Gavels down, which means we just have one more nomination. I believe it was Ozzy's nomination. Sam, I'm sure you can speak to this if we need to, but Ozzy has nominated Elden Ring. We've talked a lot about Elden Ring. And I'm sure there's any number of deliberations that folks can go back to and see people talk about Elden Ring. Let's just say it's an excellent game. Had a rocky start on PC from what I understand, but it's working okay now. Sam?
I'd be happy to give you 30 seconds on your timer, but I don't want
All right.
to. I don't want to crap on Ozzy's nomination without Ozzy being here to counter me. But I'll just say that I left the PC platform with Elden Ring and purchased the game on PS5 because I felt that it didn't really do justice to the PC platform. The options weren't what you would expect from a PC game. So, I mean, Ozzy might have counterpoints to that, but I didn't find that it was the best experience. That's it.
All right. Well, there we go. Those are your nominations. I think let's to the voting here. Denny, where would you like to place your vote?
Yeah, I've heard the arguments. I think Teardown looks most interesting to both play and to Sam's point, there being options for mods and stuff like that makes it quality PC option. So I'm gonna go with Teardown.
All right, Donovan.
I'm gonna stick with Midnight Suns.
Greg.
You know, I love Ghostbusters, but I'm gonna go Teardown. Watching TJ play that game is amazing.
All right, TJ. TJ?
Yeah, I know. I mean,
no pressure or anything, TJ.
Give me one.
You get one. You get everybody gets one. That's your pass, Morgan.
I mean, TJ convinced me on 2 Point Campus, so I'll give it to 2 Point Campus.
Aw, a lovely game. Bill Lavoie.
Going by the fact that I just put Teardown in my Steam cart, Sam's points and the reasons that it shines on PC won me over, so I'm going to go Teardown.
Yeah, I think that's a good point there. Sam.
What would you have for Teardown?
Let's see. Let me just make sure that I did not skip any nominations here. No. Asif also voted for Teardown, and I'm putting in my vote for Teardown as well. I think that's a good nomination and a uniquely PC experience for sure. Steve.
I'm going Teardown also. I think Sam sold me on it.
All right. David Alcraddock.
Yeah. PC didn't have, I think, like the biggest year. Not a bad year, just kind of under the radar, but Teardown sounds like a really unique PC experience. I really want to try Midnight Suns because I'm also really big into strategy games, but Teardown just sounds super cool. So I'll go there.
There you go. And of course, Ozzy put in his vote for Elden Ring. There you have it. If you've been paying attention and counting, you might have noticed that Teardown is the only game that got more than one vote, making it officially our best PC game of 2022.